is important to us. Please continue to hold, and we'll be with you shortly.
Thank you for holding. How can I be of service to you today?
Yes, I have this recurring charge on my monthly statement, and I can't figure out what it's for.
Well, we'll certainly do our best to help you. What does the charge say on your statement?
Well, it's a $275 charge, and it just says Iraq War.
Yes, ma'am, that is correct. The Iraq War cost the average American family over $16,000 since the war started.
Are you kidding? Well, I never signed up for that.
I'm sorry, ma'am. You don't sign up for the Iraq War charge.
Tell me, have you enjoyed your war so far?
It's a standard charge for all Americans.
Have you gotten a picture of who they are?
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
It's a man in a cage, knock down your tower.
While you're still in line, can I interest you in our new monthly Iran War charge?
No,
Are you gonna behave or lay next to flowers?
Thanks for calling the United States.
Wake up, sleepyhead. It's after 8, you're late. Get out of bed. Fuck what a spectator said. Scientific dictatorship straight ahead. Rise and shine, sleepyhead. It's after 8, you're late. Get out of bed. This is a bucket of water on your head. You're asleep. You might as well be dead.
The number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Welcome to the Red Pill Show. And now, here's your host and creator for More Alternative Media via podcast.
Good morning, kiddies. Welcome to another exciting episode of the original Red Pill Show. Today, it's Two-Wiener Tuesday. Oh my goodness, I just remembered that. Oh, it's going to be a fun night tonight. Tuesday, September 27th, 2022. The show is for entertainment and educational purposes only, and indoctrination. Please use at your own risk. This show is copyrighted by me and Freedom Revolution Network. No part of it can be reused or rebroadcasted in any way, shape, or form without our written consent. Finally, the show is opinionated. That's why we do it. The host, especially me, callers, people that join through the chat room, in the chat room, whatever, are and always will be opinionated. Under no circumstances whatsoever should opinions be taken as advice or life experiences for that matter. If you're seeking professional advice, we strongly encourage you to hire a license if required person in his or her field there, little Tommy. Hey, man. No. That's his name. Broadcasting live from the fucked up state of Colorado while killing kids is legal. Like sarcasm. Actually, I want to give my beliefs and opinions on abortion. I am pro-life. I am also pro-choice, and it's entirely up to you. But the longer the pregnancy goes, the more concerned I get. That's all I'm going to say. That's it. It's between you and God. So it's and allegedly, from what I know in my research, the soul that is, depending on what you believe, entered into, reincarnated, whatever, is not in the body of the baby yet. So, I mean, you can rationalize, think, do, justify, say what you want. It's your decision. So that's it. That's all I'm going to say. But I do encourage you to read the book, The Harbinger, the very good section in that book regarding that very topic that floored me. And I'm not exaggerating. It floored me. I'm like, holy shit. But it's entirely up to you. I'm getting tired of issues dividing people. While misdirection from whomever is winning. So that's about enough of that. And I'm fucking around with my cord because it keeps cutting out. Man, come on. I need a new set of headphones. But if I get it in the right spot, it works, like right there. But then I'm pushing on it. Hello, check 1, check 2, check 3. Hello, broadcasting live from planet Earth with his new intelligent life. Beat me up, Scotty. Oh, damn it. Okay, I got to buy a new set of headphones because this is just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. The equipment here sucks. The quality of the show sucks. This network sucks. Everybody sucks. Okay, is that enough? Okay, so I'm going to jump right into this, which is rare. I really don't have a lot of shit to share from yesterday. Because, well, besides the hurricane happening, I'm going to get into that. I'm going to get into discrimination, specifically age discrimination. And I'm going to get into flat earth. Okay, now here's some more disclaimers. And I really honestly cannot even believe that I'm talking about a fucking flat earth. Okay. This is my opinion and perception of, okay. I'm not, and I never will try to make you believe or think the way I do. Sometimes God help you if you do. I am not trying to influence or brainwash you to think like me or anybody else on this network. You are sadly mistaken if that's what you think. This isn't grade school and colleges and your elected servants trying to make you think and believe something is going on and this is the way it is. And if you don't comply, then you're the enemy or domestic terrorist or whatever the fuck you are. That is just dysfunctional mental warfare. That is not this show. This show is for you to say, I never thought of that. Or, why not? Or, I never noticed that. Or, holy shit, Category 5 hurricane bearing down on Tampa, and one of which has not seen the likes since the year 1921. So I don't know about you, but I sure the fuck wasn't alive. And anybody that was, that would make them 101 years old, and they wouldn't remember it anyway because they would have been a baby. Like, wow, maybe this is something to pay attention to because people are going to die. Oh, well, never thought of it that way. Well, and you keep hearing all this crap. So I woke up and I've been talking to people. I mean, I've been talking to Scarlett about this, actually. She ain't going to care. All stemming from that show where Chris called in and saying this and saying that, and time travel's real and all this other stuff. So why wouldn't the earth be flat? I don't know. So this morning I woke up and I typed that into YouTube. Amazingly, there is videos there that they haven't banned. Oh, it's misinformation. You know, if that's not misinformation, then I don't know what the fuck is. Ha ha ha! Earth's flat. I don't know. I mean, I never been in outer space, so I can't tell you. All I know is what we're being told. And the flat earther videos, except for one, which was the National Geographic one, was pretty interesting. It was a reporter and talked to this guy, and this guy's got, it's like a cult type of thing. This guy has all these people convinced that the earth's flat. And he pulls out a model of a dome, and the North Pole's the middle of it. It looked like a clock with a what would that be? Convex or concave? I don't know. It looked like a fucking God, why can't I think yet? It's early. Good morning. Coffee. Need more coffee, waitress. I'll take 3 scrambled eggs, some real thick bacon, sourdough toast, and some hash browns, please. Thank you. It looks like a contact lens. Jeez. See, I got to talk about something else for it to come in, because otherwise, if I sit there and try to focus on it, I don't know why that happens. Very common, though, for a lot of people, but me for sure. But it looked like a contact lens. I almost forgot. Oh my God, what it was. That's what it looked like. And then it had on the outer, so imagine a clock or circle with a dome over it, glass dome. And all the continents are flat. And then there's ocean. And then around the outer perimeter of the diameter of this thing was an ice wall. I think that's kind of interesting. Huh. So it made me think even more. Now, like I said, I haven't been in outer space. I can't see that. They say all the pictures of the Earth by NASA and everybody else that's been out there, except one picture from the Chinese, forgot to use the fisheye lens on the camera to make it look round. So the Earth is flat, they say. The space shots, I've heard this before, not even in the realm of, I never would have thought of even about thinking about this, let alone talking about it. Oh, Tim's really lost his marbles. I guess that's what happens when you're 58 and a half and you start losing your goddamn mind. You know what? I really honestly don't know if that's true or not. I'm either getting smarter or dumber. I will say that. I will honestly say that. I have no idea which one. It's all a matter of perspective, isn't it? Because you start talking about shit like this, and I mean, oh my God, really? I mean, I thought Tim was really nuts with the meltdown and everything else, and waking up and doing his podcast and whatever else I do. And yeah, he's lost his fucking mind, which I've been accused of, which was part of my demise, if not all of it, to where I'm at now, all from internal family crap. Don't want to get into that. Oh, you know, my mom's ex-husband was like Tim, and he lost his fucking mind. Oh, okay. Funny how other people sure profited financially off of my quote unquote crazy mind and thinking, while I'm sitting here in an apartment with nothing. The only thing I got to piss in is this fucking coffee cup. So whatever. So I don't really care about that, although I bring it up. But I can honestly, from objective perspective, kind of understand that. But when it's your own family and they turn on you because they listen to some fucking sociopath, okay, it tests your bind and your ethics and your morals that you thought you instilled into your family. Not to mention marriage vows, but who cares about those? And I will defend my son-in-law at all costs. Oh, I don't remember saying that in front of the preacher, but okay. I don't think that's in the Bible either. But I know there's references to husbands and spouses and whatever. All right, I didn't come here to talk about this crap. The thing is that when you start not only doing research and things that just go against everything that you're taught, and you have the open-mindedness or the inclination or whatever it is to go, it's interesting, you know, but it doesn't mean that that's what you think and believe. Nothing wrong with that, because therein lies the truth somewhere. So this flat earth shit keeps coming up. And I'm like, all right, fine. I'm going to give it a little attention. And that actually started yesterday, or actually this morning, about an hour ago. Hour and a half ago. I got up at 4. And I said, okay, I'm going to watch some videos. And then I got up and I got on Wikipedia and I got it and this and that. And looked up the definition of gravity, which makes no sense at all. It's like the attraction of pulling things downward due to the mass of the object. It's like, what? So anyway, here's the only thing. Because they did an experiment, and it goes way back in, I don't know, 1600s, where a guy, they sailed they watched the ship sail from shore off into the horizon. And as the ship got further away, you lost the perception or the visual ability to see the hull of the ship. And then the hull of the ship disappeared the further it sailed off into the horizon. Then you saw the sails and the mast, and then finally the whole fucking ship disappears. And they say that's because of the curvature of the earth. Like, okay, it could be the Schlerin effect. Look that up. I doubt it, but it could be part of it. But I looked up the term gravity, and it pretty much says by Einstein that it creates a curve in space. Now, not in outer space. And it creates a curve in space. Look it up. I'm like, that's interesting. So maybe this optical illusion or visualization of the ship disappearing is actually gravity. It has nothing to do with the curvature of the earth. Perhaps. Perhaps not. But the one thing that pops into my head is this. Okay. So you have the Earth. Okay, this is what we're told. We have the Earth. Let's just stick with the Earth. We have the Earth spinning in orbit. Okay, on its own axis, which is kind of magical that it doesn't. That it stay. Well, it does. See, this is where it gets whatever. It does tilt on its axis, but for the most part, let's just say it's fixed, but it's not. But it does tilt. Okay, on its own axis, because of gravitational pull from other planets. Okay, whatever. Fine. That's fine. All right. If that's what you say. Never seen it. Can't tell you. But here's the one thing that cannot be explained to me by myself or anybody else, but I've never brought it. Well, I did bring it up to Scarlett. Okay, so this planet is a ball, right? Yep. Okay, it's round. All right. It's spinning, right? Okay. But somehow magically and by gravity, we're not flung off of it, which intrigues me is what is gravity? Okay. But let's just forget that. That's what they say. I just took a video and sent it to Scarlett. I have a T-ball, which is a soft round ball the size of a baseball, and use it to lay on because my yoga instructor had them, and they're great massage things. So you can lay on, you can shove it under your back or your butt or your leg or shoulders or whatever, and it massages you very effectively. So I have this thing laying on my floor, and it picked up some hair and fuzz or whatever is on. I don't even have pets. So I don't know what dust balls, I guess, that's adhering to the ball just by attraction. I don't know. It's weird. I'm like, okay, I'm going to pick that thing up and spin it. So I spun it, and guess what? The hairball or whatever the hell it is on there tried to fly off from centrifugal force. I'm like, that's interesting. So why don't we fly off the planet if we're a hairball on a round orb spinning in space? I don't know. Do you? Because of gravity. What's gravity? Where is that coming from? It'd be more like magnetism to me, or Velcro. But that defies the law of physics of centrifugal force. Anytime you spin an object, that's how clutches work. That's how a lot of mechanical things work. I mean, go on a merry-go-round or that ride at carnivals that spins around and the floor drops out. If it wasn't for that wall, you would get thrown out of it. Or if there was a hole in the wall, you get thrown off the ride. So I don't know. And then all these geeks and all these scientists and all this on the videos that I saw to disprove a flat earth. One guy said, well, you got the First Amendment. You got to be careful because, this is science backed and all this crap and math and physics and all this shit. Yeah. So you have to believe the science. I don't have a problem with that. But when science is manipulated or we're lied to, which has just been happening for the past 2.5 years, I'm not so sure. Then, if you really want to go down a rabbit hole, how come we're not fully informed about the Federal Reserve and how that system works and fractional reserve lending and all this other crap? Why is that kept unseen? Just put it that way. I don't know. But then they only tell us what they want to tell us. They're not telling us everything we need to know. I never learned it in school. All I knew is the Federal Reserve was part of the banking system, and that's where you deposit your check so you can pay your bills and be a good, loyal slave. It's way deeper than that. So how come that's not taught or unseen? So I don't know. I'm still undecided on this. It could be round. It could be flat. I don't fucking know what it is. It all could be, we all could be in the Matrix for all I know. This all could be VR. I have no idea. But I'm not telling you what it is or isn't. That's for you to decide. But we really have better, bigger fish to fry than trying to figure out if this planet's round or flat. Does it really matter? Perhaps. Regardless of the shape, size, and whatever fuck it is and where it came from and where we came from, we all need to get along. So I think focusing on that a little bit more intensely may be a priority over centrifugal force, gravity, Schlerin effect, curvature of the earth, moonshots, spaceships, and astronauts and fish lenses and all this other crap. But you can do what you want to do. I don't have a dog in the fight. And if I did, I wouldn't sick it on you. You figure out what the fuck's going on. And if you do figure it out, let me know or share it or call in. It doesn't really matter to me. But nonetheless, it's fascinating and interesting, and it keeps popping up, and I don't know why. So I gave it a little bit of attention. So that's that on the flat earth crap. I really need a cup of coffee again. Waitress, I didn't get my food yet. What the fuck? This place sucks. The service sucks. Never come to this restaurant. Okay, I'm going to talk about discrimination here briefly because it does exist. And specifically, we know all the common ones, of course, race, religion, this, that, whatever. What you believe in, the color of your skin, whatever. But one that I'm experiencing again, because I experienced it when I was a youth, was age discrimination. I would walk in to a place to do my job and like, oh, you look like you're 10 years old. Can you fix my crap? And I'm like, yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah. You'll be the first to know. And then, I got into my 30s and 40s and even 50s and kept my youthful appearance. But the shit that I've been through in the past fucking 10 years, I think I've aged 20. This is my opinion. So now I'm starting to hear little blurbs because I overheard somebody saying something in reference to my age. And I'm like, oh, great. So now I had to put up all this fucking shit when I was young. And then for a while, you're like in a bubble or you're in a zone where, I don't know, I guess if you're in your 30s and 40s and then maybe up to 50, depending on how you look and you take care of yourself, nobody really ever brings up your age. But then there's this illusion, and I'm not saying it's true or not true. Just saying my perspective. Or for one, I've been told I don't look like my age, so that's fine. But I'm just going to tell you this. The older you get, the younger you are. Okay? When I was a kid, and my parents were in they were in their 30s, and as a kid, they were old. That was just old. It's like, and if you were 50, you were dead. But this is a different world. And people are health conscious and active. And there's people that look amazing even in their 60s and damn near 70. And you wouldn't know their age by how they act and how they looked. You could tell they're older. But it shouldn't be used as a judgment or an assessment of the person you're looking at. Now, if they got gray hair and they're slumped over, no offense, I respect my elders. I really do. The knowledge that these people have and are cast off into society in this country is just an abomination. It's horrible. These people are thrown into fucking old folks' homes and they're sitting there, and I've done work in them. And I've heard these poor people cry out to me, "Get me out of here, get me out of here." And it's breaking my fucking heart. For these people to go through their life stages, provide for their family, provide for their spouse, provide for everybody, be a good member of society, law-abiding citizen, and then they get to a point where they need help, and they're thrown into a fucking old folks home, which I, for one, will never go to, and my parents will never go to. Unfortunately, because of people's decisions, I can't do that financially for a lot of reasons that I don't want to get into. But it was always my plan when I was successful to help people if they needed it, and I did. And I was going to with my parents, but I don't have a fucking pot to piss in now because people destroyed me. Family, for that matter. I do not have the ability to do that. But I will do what I can. But age discrimination, just like any discrimination. "Oh, well, you're poor. You don't have a pot to piss in. You're a piece of shit." Or, "Well, you're richer than I'll ever be, asshole. I want what you want, and that's just not fair. I want justice." Well, then go start your own business and shut the fuck up. But don't take my business. "Well, you got a beautiful wife, so that's what I want, so I'm going to take her from you." You know what, man? I don't even want to go down this road. But those are the kind of people you need to stay away from. You want a beautiful wife and you want a successful job and a great livelihood, then go fucking earn it. Because I am no better than you, and that's what I did. And I didn't steal it from anybody or attack anybody's character or betray my wife. I think age is a number. Well, I mean, unless of course you're under 18. Don't twist this into something I'm not saying. I sure as fuck don't look at kids as adults. And I don't even look at 18-year-olds as adults. So don't go there. I'm talking about on the other end of the spectrum here. You know, look at somebody, "Oh, well, they're old. They got gray hair. They got no hair. They're fat. They're this, they're that. They got a cane. They can't walk. They can't talk." Sounds like a president, actually. You know, there's a point where you can't function. And then that should be addressed by loved ones out of concern, but not throwing them into a fucking old folks home and let them die and get medicated and abandoned. It's not, you don't do that to an animal, let alone a fucking person. Now, I'm not trying to make people feel bad or this or that. I understand that if you cannot take care of your parents at a certain point for reasons, financial or this or that or whatever, I get that. I mean, I get that. But you better think long and hard about throwing them in a fucking old folks home. Because I wouldn't even do that to my dog. And if I did, I'd pick him back up. When I took my dog to the kennel, I picked him back up. I don't know why we treat animals better than people, but it seems to be what we do. But if we don't start treating people on a whole, I don't give a shit how old they are, what color they are, what religion they are, what political party they are, what part of the world they're in, what size, shape planet we live on. I don't fucking care. When you see an older person, especially if they're halfway decent looking, take care of themselves or whatever, you should really ask them. I mean, you could ask me how old I am. I'm 2 flying fucks. It's a number. It's like, how do you still do what you do? How do you stay in shape? How do you blah, 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 blah? I'd be more than happy to tell you. Instead of going, oh, well, Tim looks older, is older. He's 58. Fuck him. He's got nothing to share, nothing to say. Can't do anything. Can't do his job. Yes, I can. I worked with 18-year-old, 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds that have fallen asleep riding in a service van while I'm driving. And they go, do you want to drive? I go, I don't care. 10 minutes later, I look over to the right and they're sawing logs. Because what I do takes a lot of physical and mental exertion, and I can still do it as good as anybody else. And that's just genetics or taking care of myself, grace of God, whatever you want to credit it to. But I'm starting to hear little comments. Actually, one. I heard one. Fucking one. Which, if there's one, there's going to be more. But that's fine. Like, well, you can't play guitar. You're 58. Oh, fuck you. Yes, I can. Watch. If you really want to motivate me, just tell me I can't do something. Please tell me that. You can't be a service tech at 58 and a half. Really? I am. Well, you can't date her. She's too attractive. Really? Okay. Although that I am getting older, looks are really not my first prerequisite, I guess. They're really not. So be very careful when you tell yourself you see somebody and put into your head, oh, they're old. Whatever that means. I don't even know what that means. It should be like, yeah, there's a baby. It's young. There's a person in their 30s. And then for some reason, you're not young or old. But then when you start showing your age or whatever reasons for stress, natural aging, oh, that person's old. And then you're slowly discarded from society. And it's wrong. But, I mean, I did it when I was a kid. Like I said, my parents, I looked at them and they're 30-something years old. You guys are fucking old. Okay. And then the older you get, the younger you are. So just remember that. So, if I had gray hair and no hair and I was fat and crunched over and had a cane, it's like, well, you're old. Well, you know what? Yeah. But you know what? It's going to happen to you too. But don't judge me by my age and appearance now or in the future. It's to my abilities, because I can tell you I will prove you wrong. Just like every other challenge that I've been faced with. And you should do the same. You can't do that. You're fat. When somebody says, oh, they're old. Well, I don't think a male or female wants to not subliminally, but, not hearsay either, but, overheard, I guess is the right term. A comment about you. Oh, yeah. He's kind of fat. She's fat. She's ugly. Her hair's horrible. Her makeup's ridiculous. That's what you're saying to people when you say they're old. Now, I don't want to be delusional. It is what it is. But for God's sake, have a little bit of class and respect for seasoned people next time you see them. Because it's going to happen to you. Do you really want to hear? You see an attractive guy or not attractive. You see a man or a woman just all decked to the hilt to go out for dinner or family occasion or wedding or whatever. And you say, yeah, you look great. You look really nice. You look really pretty. And then you say to the next person, he's fat. She's fat. Her hair looks ridiculous. He don't have any hair. Be very careful what you say. I was going to tell you that right now. Because that cuts very deep. And that's all I'm going to say. Because as I get older and go through my life and come closer to my expiration date, which I don't have a problem with, all these things are happening that haven't because of phases of life. But when you're young, your age discrimination, when you're in your midlife or whatever that means, I would say 30s to 50s, you don't really hear it too much unless you really don't take care of yourself or you have medical reasons or issues why you can't maintain your weight or your health or your physical appearance. But you don't want to hear that. You're 35 and you're fat? The fuck's wrong with you? Well, I got this medical condition or really bad genetics. And no matter, I look at food and I put on 5 fucking pounds right to my ass. But you don't know that. So just be very careful in your quick judgment and assessment of people based on their appearance, because it's quite damaging. So that's enough of that crap. So the final thing I'm going to talk about is this hurricane. Now, this is just my opinion. I'm not a meteorologist and none of that crap. Okay. This thing is nothing to fuck with. I have Fox Weather app, which is really cool. Actually, Scarlett told me about it. And it's free. And I've been watching the reporting on it, and it's on in the background right now. And it looks like it just got upgraded to a category 3 because it just left the northern coast of Cuba. I have a friend. I have friends, but I only contacted one for reasons I don't want to discuss. And I told her, please let me know that you're okay because this hurricane's coming. And her response was, well, I'm a Floridian. I've been here all my life. I'll be fine. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, and that's it. I left it alone. I didn't even respond. If me, was still in Florida in New Smyrna Beach, my ass would be in Western Tennessee. Borderline Kentucky border. This thing, based on what Scarlett was telling me and what I'm watching, people are not taking it seriously enough. They're talking about 9-foot walls of water coming at you on the coastline, especially in Tampa. This thing is bearing down on Tampa, has it in its sights. Clearwater, all the way around there. And when it makes its way on a northeast trajectory through the state of Florida, it is going to nail the Atlantic side. It's going to smash into Orlando. And it's going to affect all the way up to St. Augustine and Jacksonville. So that's the entire state of Florida. I can't say what you should do, only what I would do. So if I had family and very close people that I cared about, just short of driving down there and dragging them out of there, whatever you need to do, try to convince them to get the hell out of there. This storm has not been seen in the likes of it since 1921, according to Scarlett. I'm not shoving all this on her. I'm just telling you where I'm getting my information from. She was going to do a show last night, and apparently she's into this, watching this so much that she didn't. I'll probably do one today or tonight. I would assume tonight. I don't know. But this hurricane's nothing to fuck with. And that isn't fear-mongering or anything else. This is science. Look at the numbers. Look at the millibars on this thing already. And it's just entering the Gulf, which is going to pick up a lot more energy. And it's a slow-moving storm at 13 miles per hour since I saw it last night. I don't let me see what it says. No, it's just saying a category 3, 125 mile an hour winds. I don't even want to think about it. I don't. Without sounding like a selfish asshole, I'm glad I'm not there. And if I was there, I would not be there. I would have evacuated already. Floridians are stubborn. That's for sure. But that also could be a very good asset, or it could be a liability. But I'm very concerned that people are being stubborn and they're not leaving because it's probably, they think, a sign of weakness because they're quote unquote running away. You're not running away. You're getting out of the path of a very destructive storm by definition of the hurricane, the HAC, whatever, the Hurricane Association, whatever, HAC, I think it was, NOAA, Fox Weather Channel, any weather channel you go, they're covering this. And they're telling people, get the fuck out. DeSantis is telling people. He declared a state of emergency. You just don't do that to do it. So anyway, I'm concerned. I am concerned. But you just can't tell people things sometimes, even for their own good. And at the risk of sounding like an asshole, let's see how far your electric car gets you now. Because this is one of the big things. If you're deep, like if you're like in Tampa or down further south than that, and you're sitting on 75 in an electric car, I'm going to pray for you. This was one of my biggest concerns. You better have a very long extension cord. This was one of my concerns because you can't carry extra batteries, but you can carry extra gallons of gas. It was one of my big concerns about electric cars. And it might seem like I'm capitalizing on something and I told you so. No, it's not. This is the reality that's finally in our face that I was concerned about. That's all I'm saying. It's out of concern and compassion. And a little bit of thinking, critical thinking, go, wait a minute. You're telling me that this battery lasts so many hours? And if I have to get the hell out of Dodge and it takes me 8 hours, will the battery last 8 hours? Probably not. So that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. You probably got a better chance pedaling your ass on your bicycle, but that's if it's just you. My plan was put everything I can on my fucking motorcycle, because that's all I had, and just get the hell out of there. And that's what I would have done if I was still there. I would already be in Tennessee, the West, because this thing's going to pound Atlanta too. So Georgia's not even safe. So I would say head west, head north, northwest, and like 200, what would that be, like 290 degrees, whatever, on a compass. But I would be heading northwest. So say some prayers. Try to talk some fucking common sense into your friends, because there's a window here to get the hell out of there. And once that window shuts, you're not going anywhere. They won't let you. You made the decision to stay. You're going to stay. 120 mile an hour plus, I don't want to say a number above that, is nothing to fuck with. An airplane, not a pilot, I think there was a speedometer app one time we took off out of a plane. And I think a plane starts getting airborne about 150 to 160 miles an hour. So that's what you're dealing with. If that type of wind can fucking lift an aircraft, what do you think it's going to do to your house and bridges and infrastructure? Or you, or a car, or truck? Tornadoes on record have carried locomotives across states. A locomotive, a coal-burning fucking locomotive, picked it up, carried it across 2 states. This is nothing to fuck with. You cannot win. So please use your common sense and the science, in this case, and get to a safe place. That's all. And if you won't do it for you, do it for your fucking kids. Oh, no, we can do this. We can handle this. We'll just stay here and bear down and deal with it. Well, if people die under your watch, that's on you. I'd rather be perceived as a coward and running away, but I'm going to live another day. So think long and hard about your decision, because it's on you. So that's it. That's all I can say to you. And keep an eye on the weather channels, whatever one's your favorite, don't matter to me. I would keep an eye on this. Listen to Scarlett. She's probably going to do a show on it tonight. She's pretty self-taught on this stuff. We were talking for like 3 hours yesterday, mostly about that, because nobody's listening. And I don't think they're being proactive enough. They waited long enough to warn people to get the fuck out. You shouldn't have to look out your door and go, well, yeah, there's a Category 5 hurricane. I better get the hell out of here. No, you had days to get the hell out of there. They should really phrase a little bit. Listen, this thing's in Cuba. You have 3 days to get the hell out of Florida. I would very highly recommend that you do, without fear-mongering or trying to scare the shit out of people. But hurricanes to Floridians are like earthquakes to people that live in California. Well, I'm just going to stay here and well, if a 10 on the Richter scale, 10 earthquake, can't predict earthquakes though, but you're living there, so it's your choice. But if somehow, some way you knew an earthquake was coming that was 8 or above on the Richter scale, you better get the fuck out of there. But I don't know what analogy to use. I don't know. This ain't like a snowstorm and you just hole up for 3 days and whatever. This is going to be flooding, destruction, wind. It's going to be hell on earth except minus the fire. So I'm going to pray for you. I hope you make the right decision. I hope you survive. I hope you can live with your decisions. But my ass would be in Western Tennessee by now. But I will keep a monitor on this. I might join Scarlett tonight if she does a show on it. But like I said, I got it in the background right behind me on Fox News Weather Channel, because Scarlett said that's a good one. So I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. And I am. So, but prayers to you. And I hope everybody stay safe in the state of Florida, and my friends and the people that I know and friends of family. You're in my prayers. And Just hang on. If you're going to stay, you better hang on. That's all I'm going to say. So that's enough of that. I think this is an hour, right? It's got to be close to it. What's going on? Yeah, and don't forget your pets. Don't be a fucking asshole. Tie your pet to a tree. I mean, just, I don't want to get into that. For electric cars, carry your solar generator. Yeah, but if it's all overcast, Pamela ain't going to help you. I mean, I know you're trying to help. So it's just my ass will not have an electric car if I lived in Florida. If I lived in a bad weather state, I just like, no, it's not happening. I know a friend. I think she's still a friend. I don't know. After you get blown off about 4 or 5 times, you kind of question that. But she had a Leaf car and she got rid of it. And she was about as green and a yogi, and everything's just magic and light, and everybody's wonderful and peace and love and all that crap. She got rid of it. So I don't know what that says, but if she got rid of it, I'm gonna get rid of it. What's going on? What's this fuse? I don't even know what that is. But hello, good morning. So that's enough of that, right? And then let's see if anybody's in the Spreaker chat room. And I am going to get ready for work. Nope, nobody's in the Spreaker. Just, I don't know why. Because people listen, but they don't participate. You got to participate. Hello. Okay, so that's that. And that is 4 minutes shy of an hour. That's not bad. I try to do a minimum of an hour, and it gets pretty damn close. But I didn't talk about any bullshit and stuff about me personally, which usually takes at least 20 minutes to half an hour. I just see it right now. The QR code that I have on my pictures, that is my receive Bitcoin QR code. So I'm not asking for Bitcoin. I'm just telling you what that is. So I think that's the best way to quote unquote get paid or funded or whatever word you want to use. Monetization, because I sure as shit ain't trust in YouTube or anybody else with monetization, because they're censoring everything. And if you do not comply, you will starve. And I ain't dealing with that Nazi shit. So I thought we learned our lesson with that, but I guess not. And I'm not looking for anything anyway, but I just want to put it up there. I'm not going to charge for the show. I'm not going to do that Patreon thing. It's just none of that makes any sense to me business-wise based on my experience. But free is not my vocabulary either. However, I don't know what to charge for this show. I don't know what market would be. So I'll just let you people decide. I have no problem doing this for free. But if you want to, then there's the QR code and just send me Bitcoin. I would appreciate it. But I'm not saying a Bitcoin, because some people don't know how Bitcoin works. I'm not asking for $20,000. You could send 0.000000001 Bitcoin. I don't fucking care. Or don't send nothing. But people, what's that code? What's that QR code? That is my Bitcoin receive QR code. That's what that is. You just got to scan it, pick how much you want, send, boom, done. It's like a text message. I wish y'all would read the Bitcoin Standard and educate yourself on Bitcoin and blockchain technology for the love of God and for your own good. Because shit's coming and you're not going to know, and they're not going to use the science and tell you the whole story or the backstory, how it works and why they're doing it. They'll conveniently leave that out, which they are. All they're trying to do is suppress Bitcoin, but they sure love blockchain technology, because you're not going to be able to earn or spend a penny without them knowing. So get ready. You better educate yourself. Fuck the Bitcoin, fuck the money. I don't care. Blockchain technology, you better understand it, learn it, how it works, and know what it is, because it's going to be weaponized like everything else and you're not even going to know it. So there you go. Unseen shit until you see it. You're like, what's that? What, really? Why is that happening? Well, why don't you educate yourself? You got nothing to lose, and that's enough. I've been big enough of an asshole today, so I'm going to go. But sometimes you got to be stern to wake people up, to pack your shit and get the fuck out of Florida. You can always come back. So if they let you back in the state, I don't know. I've heard stories, even if you're a resident. But you will live another day. You'll figure it out. Don't be stupid because of your pride. Well, I'm Florida. I've been here fucking 50 years, and I'm not leaving there. Not that they talk like that, but whatever. I am concerned. So that's an hour and 6 minutes. Gotta go. Thanks for listening to me. Please share the show. And I'll be back. You have been listening to the original Red Pill Show. Sorry. This is the last one I'm closing.